Hello, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. We are here tonight for the finale of Survivor Part 2. Well, it's really just the finale. It's just the finale. Did I see America's pick when she met Donnie and I am in the background? No. What? Looney, thank you for the 17th month in a row. If I was in the background of a picture where America met Donnie, it must have been Laura. Thank you for the 36th. I don't know if have I met Donnie in person? Proud, thank you for the 29th. Maybe it was like Boston 2018, something like that. Proud, thank you for the 29th. Matcha, thank you for the 22nd. No idea how to send it to me. Okay. Oh man, I keep forgetting actually. There's a thing that happens. Sometimes people message me on Instagram. I don't really use Instagram. Um, and I feel bad because I don't respond to them because I don't use Instagram. But then also, this thing happened like a couple weeks ago. I randomly got like a bunch of people mentioning me in their stories, like out of nowhere. Just a bunch of people mentioning me in their stories. I got messages about that. I have no idea what it was about because I saw it like 2 weeks later, and it was just like unavailable. So I don't know why were people mentioning me in their stories out of nowhere for no reason. I don't know. I'll never know. Yeah, I'd be curious to see that picture if it's real. Sonic, thank you for the 54th. Am I feeling better? That's a good question. The answer to which is yes, I'm feeling better, but no, I'm not feeling like better. Mostly just that like I'm still very congested. And it's mostly just like night and morning. Probably Spotify wrapped for podcast. That's totally what it is. The lighting is great. Thank you. It's not like really properly set up, but it is a new light. So I appreciate the call out. It's actually, hold on, it's pretty funny from my perspective right here. Oh, hold on. Let's just minimize every other window real quick. This is what it looks like in front of me right now. That's the new light. It's massive. Well, it's not really massive. It's more like a massive light box, but it's too big for the space at the moment. I need to reconfigure it at the. Anyway, Survivor's starting soon. We can talk more. Let's get a prediction running. Commercial by 5:14. The idea is that it's actually not as bad on my eyes. Like I can stare right into it and it's not bad. That was kind of the reason I got it. Predictions up. I think the 13th episode should be starting very soon. I can also like change the temperature. I mean, I could always change the temperature, but I can change the temperature pretty easily. Like, boop, boop, boop. All right, episode's on. All right, you ready? I'm gonna let you listen for a sec.
In on Sam and Andy, Genevieve and Teeny as
That's where I am. Are we still just hyping up? Listen, I'm gonna say this again. I'm a big Rachel fan. Kathy, thank you for gifting. I just feel like they're not even trying to hide it. The after show. If Rachel doesn't win, it's a travesty at this point. I feel like they've done themselves no favors. Okay, do you think of the 29th? I do. I think Sam is the only other person that feasibly can win, edit wise, and that's a pretty big stretch at this point. Avery, thank you for the 5th in a row. Ms, thank you for the 16th. I will, okay, I will say they have built her up like she's great at fire, which could be a precursor to her losing fire. But like, then who wins? Sam? I guess. Okay, I would think about Sam. Maybe it's possible it's Sam. Maybe it feels too obvious because it's actually not. Okay. Um, by the way, I also have a new chair that I'm sitting in. This is relevant for a couple of reasons. One is that I'm currently too high for my framing. That is the chair's fault, not mine. I just haven't fixed it yet. Additionally, this chair is supposed to keep me very upright. So it'll be a lot harder for me to slouch. At least that's the idea. I literally got it today. This is my first time like actually sitting in it. So we'll see. What? We're at a challenge already? Oh no. How am I supposed to do a challenge prediction? I look like I'm standing. That's funny. Look, it's a chair right there. It's a chair. Everything for the eighth. Day 25. It is weird that we're all. I guess what else would they do if we didn't do immunity now? I guess they could start. They could have started strategy and then gone to immunity and then do more strategy. But like, what real strategy is there at Final Four? You know. But I guess that's a concern. What are we doing after this? I mean, after show, give it like 40 minutes. I'm assuming this is not a spoiled episode. I assume they wouldn't have screened the finale. All right, here we go. Man, I made it a longer time too. If it came early, I could just end the prediction and do an immunity prediction. I thought Rome's list was debunked. Rome got one name wrong and every other one correct. Wow. Okay. I guess it. Wow. Okay. Was it? I assume it was the first one because I think that's what people said. Wow, that's so dangerous. I almost like. I mean, not that I would have actively looked for it, but I was like, oh, it doesn't even matter if I know what the list is because it's been debunked. Why are they so bad at this? I thought Sue had it. Rachel can get that. Yeah. Wasn't quite in the circle, but wait, this whole time have I done? I feel like I've done full predictions on like who would leave. I didn't even realize. It's what you need to do. Is that like a clue? Dig deep. It's dig deep. What's happening? Are they? It feels like they're standing on the rope. Only two of them got it in the circle. Oh, it's a one word thing. So it's not dig deep. It's what you need to do. It's 6 letters. Um Oh, those are the letters. Hold on. I want to see the letters. Let me see the letters. Show me the letters. No, I don't want to. Don't tell me it. I want to see the letters first. Show me the letters. Unlock. Oh, I wanted to do it. Did she just say it out loud? Oh, did Sam not cover his? Oh no, maybe he did. I don't know. Too late. Teeny got it. I feel like there's no way Rachel wins this immunity. I guess if Rachel won the immunity, they just make it seem like, oh, what if she doesn't win the jury vote? I just mean edit wise. If she wins this immunity, like she's just won the game, right? Like there's no way. Oh, I guess she could put herself in fire. I love her carrying all the pieces. Sam winning immunity, Rachel having to make fire, the two of them in final tribal, I think makes the most amount of sense for uncertainty. Puzzles have not been his friend so far. Oh my god, is Rachel? Oh yeah, no commercial. Oh, I could do it. Oh no, I can't do it. There's spoilers. No pride on Survivor. Is Jeff annoyed that they're copying? If you don't want them to copy, just don't let them. You're the puzzle maker. There's no way she loses. She's got one piece left. She does not. Something is not right. Is it backwards? Oh no, I see the ear is messed up. She'll see that quickly. Is she just literally needs to reverse the ear? Yeah, there it goes. And Rachel wins Survivor 47. I missed what he said about the history. 4 immunities isn't historic, right? Oh, he just said it again and I missed it. He said it twice and I talked over him both times. I'm so stupid. Women. It's her story. Jamie just tried to message me the pic on Twitter. It's just can't attach a pic. Wow, that's okay. That's funny. Um, I still haven't seen the picture. Purple, thank you for the 12th month. Okay, if there's spoilers, then what can we do? Rob, think of the 16th in a row. How many times do we hear the word practice? Avangela, thank you for the 11th. 0, 1 to 3, 4 plus. Now, I will accept practice, practicing, practiced. And I believe those are the only ones I will accept. Practices. I'll accept practices. McKenna, thank you for the 30th. Urs, thank you for the 18th. All right, we're back. Oh, we're naming names. Do I think the producers gave her the names? We're just saying it out loud. I mean, yeah, obviously you're taking Sue. It's not much of a choice. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I would not have known those names. I would have told you Parvati, Kim Spradlin, and those would have been my top two guesses. Why does TD hate Sam so much? Practiced. I heard one. Two. Three. Teeny is carrying the practice betters. If they make it seem like they're doing well, that's a bad sign. They make it seem like they suck, that's a good sign. That's 4. We're already at 4 plus. Susie, thank you for the 4th, and Crandor, thank you for the 16th. 6 months in advance. Thank you, Crandor. It's funny how like big of a deal they make of like, oh, you gotta practice fire, guys. You gotta practice fire. Make sure you practice fire. But God forbid anyone practices their puzzles. That's breaking the game. You should also be practicing like holding balls on a tray and standing on one leg. All right, Nag, thank you for the 4th in a row. His dad wrote instructions on how to fire. What did the tree do to you? Have I ever made fire with flint? I feel like I have, but I don't remember when. I have a memory of doing it, but maybe I've just watched Survivor a bunch. Prediction. Hmm. Does anyone lose their flame? Yes, no. So this is potentially subjective. But what I'm looking for is once they actually get flame, not just smoke, I want to see flame. Do they then, does it ever happen that then somebody loses that flame, has to start over and get flame again? That's what I'm looking for. I think it happens fairly often, but if it's like a very quick fire making challenge, there might not be time for it to happen, or it could just not happen. Did anybody watch Dexter Original Sin? Because I feel like I'm losing my mind. I went on the Tastemakers and I talked about how awful I thought it was. But it seems like people don't. There's like at least a portion of people that don't think it's awful. Ivy, thank you for the seventh. Okay. This is exactly the response. There's like half the chat right now is like, yeah, it was awful, and the other half is like, ah, I liked it. I really enjoyed it. This I'm like genuine. Like I feel like most of the time I can watch a thing and be like, I get it. I get why people like this or why people don't like this. And I am not a yucker of yums, but I just actively thought it was so uninspired and bad that I'm like, how did people enjoy it? I'm genuinely curious. I'm happy that you enjoy. I wanted to enjoy it, but the whole time I felt like I was watching a parody. But maybe I'm just like taking some time to acclimate to it, and I'll start liking it more in the future. But like, whew, I'm certainly gonna keep trying because it's Dexter. All right, we're back. I would imagine it's probably a lot better if you haven't seen the original. But I've seen a lot of fans of the original that like it too. So that's probably it. You know what? I'm probably being too focused on the original. I'll try to remove that from my brain. It's not my fault. They are like line for line doing the original. They even have the same intro song and the same shots and everything. So it's very hard to detach myself, but I'll try. We're back, by the way. Can we just talk about how only 5 of you? Can we just talk about how lame it is that Jeff keeps mentioning this and then he mentions it in front of the jury? Like, what? Bro, thank you for the 36. I mean, how do you hear Jeff say that and then be like, you know what? I'm not going to give it to her, though. It did happen with Chrissy. Did he say it to Chrissy, too? That's wild. I mean, it's wild that they didn't vote for Chrissy in the first place, but. Whatever that proves. I like that from Rachel. Moving the desks around the classroom. I feel like the chat is being so harsh right now. I feel like Teeny is cooking. Teeny is totally like opening up and being vulnerable about their insecurities and how and admitting that they're projecting. It's so weird that people are like they see that admitting and they're like, "Yes, exactly. Let's punish them more." I feel like they explain themselves pretty well. I mean, listen, I get it. As a very handsome man, I deal with this kind of jealousy all the time. All right, here we go. Wait, no, we're going to commercial. Listen, I try to be low key about it, but I do move desks around sometimes. I think that genuinely, I think that was like a good insight into where Teeny was coming from. And I think it's an understandable place. And I think it's something that I think does happen a lot where it's like, you know, you see people that you think you're like, oh, this person has it all. They didn't have to experience the kinds of things that I did. And genuinely that is often true to some degree at least. It doesn't mean that that like Teeny is justified when they're like over the top about Sam sometimes. But I think it's a very real thing that that a lot of people experience, especially if they are uh, a part of a more marginalized community. Um, that like you can sometimes have some, I think, justified resentment toward people that didn't have to experience the kinds of uh, difficulties, challenges that you did. And that doesn't mean that it's like fair to take it out on them, but but on the other side of it, like I think that there's a level of like understanding um, that you can have of like, yeah, I get it, like I get where it's coming from, and and I think that like Teeny's approach to it is good in the sense that like they're out there on an island starving, playing a game for $1 million. It's like the worst possible place you can be to sort of rein in those bad impulses of you have of like trying to punish people for things that aren't necessarily their fault, and yet still managing to catch themselves, recognize it, and be self-aware and like call it out and admit that it's what they're doing. I think that's pretty good, especially at a young age. Ash, thank you for the ninth. All right, we're back. All right, here we go. Will they lose flame? Ooh, the sound. The sound I don't like. It's like nails on chalkboard. Strike it, please. Strike it. I get it, you scrape it, but geez. Okay, it's sounding better. Nope, it's still squeaky. What's happening? Oh, we got flame. We got flame. Will they lose the flame? Sam has flame. Oh, I saw Sam lose flame there. What do I do? Not the what do I do? I mean, in front of the jury, too. It's like if this wasn't already a foregone conclusion. Sam has flame? Whew. Blow. Is Sam just in a better spot? Because it feels like his is blowing so much less. What could she? I mean, it's over. That's a blazing fire. I've never seen a fire that big. If Sam wins, that's wild. Teeny's getting so screwed. Oh my god. If Sam wins this, we have to retire fire. Wow. Wow. Come on. I don't think I've ever seen a fire blazing as big as Teeny's was in a fire making challenge. Was Teeny's arc this season? Like, Teeny loses because of something out of their control. Kind of proving the point they were just making. Mitch thinks somebody, not in a direct way, obviously. Yeah, I mean, not, yeah, obviously not that Teeny was going to win the game anyway, but this is what I'm talking about. Like, Teeny's annoyance towards Sam that they just tried to explain is kind of the thing that you might be feeling right now, where it's like he kind of just got lucky, right? And some of you might be like, that's kind of annoying. I'm annoyed at Sam right now in an irrational way. And it's not like he did anything. It's not like you should be mad at him. But you might irrationally be feeling it anyway. You're gonna need it. I just realized how silly it is to talk like that. All right, guys, here we go. Sidekick energy is so good. So good and so true. I feel like sidekick energy is such a thing. All right. I'm going to need some opinions on this. I feel like I saw Sam spark a flame and then it go out before he eventually got the flame back. So that's what I feel like I saw. I'm going to need some people without numbers next to their name. Okay. A lot of people saying yes. Okay. We are going to go yes. Okay. Next prediction. Wow, that took an hour. They really milked it, huh? Um Okay, how about this? I'm assuming, please correct me if I'm assuming we don't know the vote count for the winner, right? Does Sam eat a new food at breakfast? Okay. So let's do what keyboard's not working. What is the vote count? Unanimous. For the winner. Well, that's obvious. I'm not going to write that. Is it unanimous? Is it. Wait, how many people are on the jury? I got to do this fast. I don't really have to do it fast. Eight. Is that right? Let's see. Starting with Sierra. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Okay. 810 720 630 5 4. Whoops. How did I get to? I immediately started doing that wrong. 710 620 530. Um, and then we're gonna do anything else. that make sense? So, oh, we're back. Basically, realistically, if Sue gets any votes, that's anything else. Any other results in between, roughly, between Sam and Rachel, are accounted for. We could wait. We could wait to hear the performances, or we could vote now. He did eat a new food. I should have done that. Nah, I'm with Sam. Watermelon's fine. Sierra, probably a vote for Sam. Saul, probably a vote for Rachel. Gabe. I actually don't know. Gabe might be a vote for Sam. He could be a vote for Sam. He seemed to be rooting for Sam in fire making. Kyle does not sound like he's rooting for Sam. Caroline's a Rachel vote. Andy. I feel like Andy would be a Rachel vote. Genevieve's a Rachel vote. Teeny's a Rachel vote. Yeah, I think this is probably 6-2 at worst, at best, at worst, depending on, I guess, your perspective. Teeny voting for Sam would be fun. It would be like a good bookend to the story, but I don't think it's happening. I think Sam will be able to sell his story well. The thing for Sam too is that like he is the scrappy underdog, yes, but Rachel was also kind of the scrappy underdog. Yeah, I still think making this two parts was a weird choice. SEO, thank you for the second month. All right. Should I start the prediction now? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start the prediction now. I'm going to give it 5 minutes. You have 5 minutes to make your choice. So you can wait. And as Final Tribal is coming, start making your decision. I'm still not sure how to feel about this chair at the moment. I feel like I am getting to a point where I'm feeling pretty slouchy. I'm feeling like I want to slouch. I'm feeling like I want to, you know? I need to get another treadmill. Well, funny you say that. I actually made a choice today. because two things were delivered to me. One was this chair, the other, a replacement treadmill. I chose to try the chair because I'm still feeling a little sick. I figured makes more sense to try the chair. But I do have a new treadmill. Same as the last treadmill, just not broken. You know what's kind of silly though that I just realized? This chair way more expensive than the treadmill. In my head, you'd feel like it would be the opposite. Like, Jerry, thank you for the gifted. I I did not have to send the treadmill back, which I thought was pretty chill. Um, they basically were like, "Yeah, I will give you," or they were like, "Yeah, we will give you a replacement treadmill. Just keep the broken one." Now, on the other hand, I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but we're back. I think what I want to do is like open it up and just try to figure out what went wrong, which I was afraid to do while it was still my only treadmill and might not get a replacement. Sam, what is it? Sam is like, "What? No, I'm the underdog." No. Oh my god, their faces. Their faces. Oh, interesting. If you were to win. Oh. I love that question from Genevieve. I'm not Tweedledee. That was a good answer from her as well. That was a good answer to a good question. That's pretty good. Pretty good story from Rachel. I mean, they're both reaching there, but Rachel has the better story. The team up against Sam in the final three. I like Saul, but I think that's a funny way of saying that. She also hasn't mentioned the shot in the dark play. Good points by Sam. Cut away at the knees by Rachel. And a decent rebuttal from Sam there as well. This is a good question from Andy. What a great question from Andy. You sometimes did, though, Rachel. A little bit of a comeback from Sam. The energy is off though. We talk about this all the time. Sam is behind and he knows it, and you feel that energy from him, which is really hard to overcome. Gabe, I appreciate that you're being polite, but we we didn't need it in the edit. This, you know what? It's really the fault of the final three because we all know Sue's not winning, so it kind of feels like it's not her moment. But like her moment should have been getting voted out or whatever. Or I mean, I guess she probably wouldn't have been voted out. But then at least she's in the final two. She actually is like the other option. Kyle shaking his head no. Oh. Kyle is not having it. Bill Taft, thank you for the 50th. Yeah, interesting that she didn't mention the shot in the dark play. That could have just been cut out because it might have been too complicated for like your average viewer to like grasp in this moment. Um, I think that Sam made better points than Rachel did, um, based on what we saw. But not by much, because I think Rachel was like toe to toe with him for a lot of it. Ashley, thank you for the 53rd. Um, it's not like a situation where it's like, oh, Sam like crushed it, and Rachel was like there making really good points and really like battling with him in certain parts. Um, to the point where like I think they're equal enough that you probably attribute that to just edit. Especially if Rachel is the winner, they're going to want to try to make Sam look like he made better points to make you feel like he has a better chance, which could be happening. Um, One thing that I think is interesting is the points Sam is making. The points Sam's making are they're good points, but there's a sentiment in the chat right now, and I'm not sure if it's coming across in person. I'm not sure if that's like something that the jury is feeling at this time, but like there's a sentiment of like, oof, is he being a little smug right now? Um, and I think where that comes from, because I don't think that's like I don't think that Sam is like a smug guy. That's not really like the vibe I've gotten from him. Um, but I think that what's happening is a few things. One is that I think very quickly he came in on the defense, especially because I think a lot of the jury was clearly leaning toward Rachel, and then Rachel and Sue were both also kind of like teaming up against him, um, and especially like some of the claims he was trying to make were being shot down very quickly, which I think can immediately put you on the defense. So coming from behind, as I was saying, can give you an energy of like defensiveness that will just kill you. Um, if you come off as defensive in a final tribal situation, like that is brutal. Um, in terms of like how the jury might perceive you. And again, all of this to say, very little of it often matters at all because usually they've made up their minds anyway. Um, but in addition to that, I think that he has like prepared all of these points, and he has good ones. But I think part of what's happening as well is that he's saying these points um, without a lot of emotion. I don't know if anybody else felt that way because I was trying to read into it. I was trying to like why is the vibe here mixed for some people? And I think that like when he was talking about being a kid and not wanting to let himself down and stuff like that, like that tapped into that sort of like raw angle. Um, but when he is being self-aggrandizing and unemotional at the same time, I think that's kind of a combination that can sometimes feel off, especially because he's probably not very used to doing it. Um, and so it might come off as a little bit like it might come off in a way that you don't want it to. And not for everyone, certainly. We're back. Um, and then I think similarly for Rachel, Rachel was making points. Like I think that Rachel had the same issue. Neither of them were very like passionate about their responses. We talk about that a lot, especially in Big Brother, where like these big passionate speeches often win the day. Um, Kyle got Sam, or Sam got Kyle, I should say. That was one of the votes I thought he could get. So I'm not super spun there. Caroline seems very confident that Rachel's winning. It's possible that Sam won some votes here. And could have like changed the outcome. All right, I'm gonna cover chat. Apparently, we're reading votes elsewhere. If you want to remain unspoiled, I suggest you probably avoid chat for the next 5 minutes. I think it's gonna be 6-2. Rachel. Unless he picked up Gabe. I mean, Gabe looked like he was struggling. One for Rachel. One for Sam. That was Kyle's. Rachel. Rachel. Is it 7-1? Did Sam lose Sierra? Oh, it's 7-1. I didn't expect Sierra to go against Sam. Ooh, big results for the 7-1ers. Okay, I don't need to see a preview for the thing I'm about to watch. 7-1. So I'm curious if it was in fact locked for Rachel like that beforehand, or if Sam lost votes, or if Sam gained votes. That is my current thought. I will say, you know what? I should have listened to myself. I was seeing Sierra and she was giving some really bad reactions to Sam. And I thought that they were just trying to trick me. But maybe she was actually not pleased with Sam. And maybe that was the final tribal performance, or maybe it was from before that. But she had no reason to be upset with him, right? He never betrayed her or anything, right? Or you think the 11th. I mean, she did also have a good relationship with Rachel. So um it's not, I guess it's not that surprising. And they're never gonna let Karate Kid die, huh? I think I'd be more excited about this if Cobra Kai hadn't gotten so weird. Man, you know what's frustrating is that I feel like I have a bunch of questions I want to ask the jury right now. We have a good 20 minutes of show left, is specifically designed as a reunion slash after party, after show, whatever. And I feel like Jeff, at best, is going to ask like maybe one of those questions. And I will get like a small fraction of what I would actually want from something like this. And the other like 95% of it is going to be like, remember the time that the Operation Italy'd? That was wild, right? The theme of this season was really community. All right, we're back. Were the spoilers correct? Yes. Okay. I feel like that does track because I feel like part of the way through the season, I was like, Sam is one of my top contenders. And there were some people that were like, you think Sam is a contender? And I feel like at the time it was very reasonable. He was the second place person. They knew. They knew Kyle was voting that way. So we're showing Teeny. It does recline. None of the questions I want have been answered yet, no, or asked. Survivor 48. That was weird. The commercial I just went to also had coughing. I mean, my questions are mostly to the jury. Did you plan to vote for who you ended up voting for going into Final Tribal? That's a pretty easy one. Um, if so, what? If not, what changed your vote? That'd be nice. I'd love to hear from Andy right now. I thought his question was phenomenal. Hey, you don't rank, you know, Mike Holloway very highly, right? Cyclone, thank you for the 11th. So, how do you um, reconcile that your game is a little bit of a Mike Holloway? And I felt like her answer was fine. Because at the end of the day, like, it is what it is, right? She did win immunities where theoretically she might have been voted out. Um, that said, I think we can probably all agree that in terms of the game that she played, it was more impressive than Mike Holloway's game. Some of the things that she pulled off and some of the strategic thought that she brought to some of the moves that she made, um, I think is proof of that. I think she is much more of a player that like happened to win a lot of immunities and stuff, and therefore it's like, what do you want me to do? Like, I'm not gonna not be immune, more so than anything else. Um, but uh, but I'm curious about like what Andy's take on that was. Like, what did he think of her answer? How does he reconcile that? He voted for her, right? What was the reasoning behind that? I'd love to hear from Sierra. What are your thoughts? Why did you vote for Rachel over Sam? You were close to both of them, but you were working more closely with Sam. Um, I think most other people are pretty self-explanatory, but those are the two I'd be especially interested in hearing from in terms of their jury thoughts, because I think those two would be the two of the more telling people about where it came from. Everybody else, you kind of already got the sense. Those are not Jeff questions. Yeah, but like, he could ask like, so Andy, why did you vote the way that you did? Even just like literally run it down the list. There's only 8 of them. You already asked Kyle the question. Just 7 more people, 30-second answer each. What made you vote for this person? That's all. All right, we're back. Let's talk about blind sides. Well, the only person that could have said yes to that was Rachel. Huh? Oh, this happens every time I have a 2-hour episode. My thing just crashes. All right, we're back. Wow. I just got like a, not to bring everyone down, I just got a wave of like immense sadness that Asia is not here. Like it's like it might be the most sad that I've felt on the entire season. I'm just actually so sad that Asia is not at the reunion. Was that the extent of the reunion? That might be the smallest one ever. Which honestly, I would not call it the worst one ever because smaller is a little bit better in the world where they're not very good in the first place. Husband? Sorry, I'm watching a preview. She seems so young. How old is she? What's her name? Julia Garner. She's 30? Okay, but Christopher Abbott is 38. So I wasn't that wrong to feel like husband? Because she's like she looks very young for 30. And he looks, I think, appropriately aged for 38. Yeah, sorry, I was watching the preview for Wolfman. She's played a teen for like 10 years. I mean, fair. She makes it work. Yeah, I'm not saying an 8-year age gap, especially 38 to 30, would be weird. What I was saying was that like she looks even younger than that. So like if she looks like she's, you know, early 20s and he looks like he's pushing 40, that's what I'm like, what? Somebody said this Golden Globes preview is bad. And I will agree. I did not like those jokes. They were okay. I tried Sunny. I watched one episode. I just couldn't get into it. All right, 48 preview. Can't wait to see Jacob Jones. Whoops, whoops. I'm sorry, but it would be really funny if she was the first boot. Did you need to explain what superpowers are? Jeff, there's too many historic moments. They're not historic moments if you have like 5 per season. It's weird how much it feels like a set the second they like move away from their camera angles that they normally go with. Like if you had told me that that was a live reunion at like, you know, on a stage at the end there, certain shots, I would have believed you. Okay, well, I gotta say, not a very surprising finale. um, let's see. I think that that would have been a much better finale if it had just been one episode. Um, you know what? I say that I don't mind there being two episodes for the finale. I do think it's a little strange sometimes when we start a finale with like 5 or 6 people. But I think that what they did was that they edited the finale in the same way that they normally might edit a single episode finale, where like sometimes for their finales, they start the like Brandon Sanderson esque avalanche in the final episode where it all starts coming together for the winner. And then they usually are go like, oh, but what if? Um, and so it felt like they started that a week prior because of the 2 part thing. Um, so I think that was just a little bit of a miscalculation. Um, but I'm very happy for Rachel. I'm very happy that Sam got second place at least. I I really liked Sam. Um, I think he probably played a better game than a 1 vote finalist. Um, but what are you gonna do? Is this the last day of stream in 2024? No, I'll be streaming like Goose Goose and um Blood on the Clock Tower. We will likely do some jet lag coverage again at some point. Maybe at the end of the season. We'll see. Um, when does the Traders start? Oh, the other thing about the finale, that fire making challenge. We have to reevaluate fire making. We really do. Because from what we saw, that was purely the wind. And given that both of them were likely to get second place, like that was, I mean, I don't remember the exact prize structure. I think that was roughly $100,000 wind. Am I wrong? Something like that? Like that was not insignificant. um anyway, soundbite tournament we will do as well. Let's plan for that. Let me see. I was gonna say next Wednesday, but that's actual Christmas. Um, yeah, let me not put a date down yet right now, just because next week is a little funky with the holidays. But I will definitely commit to doing the soundbite tournament in the next couple of weeks. Um, I will make sure to let you guys know ahead of time when we plan to do it. And then we've got some other streams too that I want to do. Maybe in the new year, we'll get on a regular schedule. When the Traders drops, the thing about the Traders is that I don't always love the show The Traders. It has its moments, but it's not my favorite show to watch. So I have found I watched the entirety of Traders Canada season 2. Great season. My favorite Traders season that I've watched. But I have found a personal rhythm of watching the Traders, which is I just fully skip the challenges and occasionally skip some other stuff. And when I watch the Traders like that, it's a lot better for me. Um, but that's going to be a little tough to do like on stream. Um, so we'll see. On the other hand, like there are obviously a lot of familiar faces on this season. So I don't know, maybe it's like maybe I just come on the stream and we just chat about the episodes for like 30 minutes or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, I mean the cast is 1,000% what gets me there every time. You know what I just discovered? I just discovered that climbing superstar Magnus Midtboe was on the Norwegian season 1 of The Traders in like 2022. I didn't even know this. I watched the guy on YouTube. I saw this random video that was like Magnus Midtboe does a game show, and the guy in the video is like, yeah, Magnus was on this really obscure show in Norway called The Trader. And I was like, no. And then I looked it up, and yeah, he was on the season. No joke. I started watching the first episode. I think he spoke like one word in the first 30 minutes of the episode. So I don't have a lot of faith that he goes far, but I thought it was wild. I might just watch the video that the guy made on the season because I don't know if I can watch a full season of Norwegian Traders just for Magnus, but man, that was very funny to me. Couldn't believe that I didn't know it. Oh, Magdust is the best best chalk. Yeah, I also had that opinion. I did not think Magnus would be a great Traders contestant. Did he wear one of his disguises? Is so good. Um. Anyway, that is the current situation. Yeah. I think that makes sense too. I think once January hits and the Trader starts, what we will likely do is do like a Trader stream, and then maybe even combine that with like some of the other stuff we have, like we still have some reward stuff from the plushie sales to do. Um, I want to do the soundbite tournament earlier than that if I can, and then yeah, we'll figure something out. But thanks for hanging out with me here on Survivor. Stay tuned. There's some fun stuff coming up. I'm very excited about the next year, 2025. 2025 is going to be a good year, I think, for content. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you check out the Tastemakers if you haven't. I really actually think it's a very good podcast. But I don't think a lot of people like know about it because I'm very bad at advertising it. But I think it's good. I think it's worth listening to. We talk about all the new shows that come out. Basically, the format that we've settled into is like, what is the top news from the week in the world of TV and film? What were the new shows that came out this week, new movies that came out this week? Usually we've watched a good chunk of them and we give our opinions and let you know what the reaction has been. Then it's like catching up on other shows that are currently out or that we've like been doing, or movies, and then a preview for like, this is what's coming up this week, stuff like that. And I feel it's helped me stay on top of everything, and the idea is that it would help other people as well. I feel very knowledgeable now about shows and movies. I feel like I'm on top of it. Anyway, that's what we got. Thanks again. Always fun hanging out, watching Survivor. Survivor will be coming back in the spring as well, as they just said. That's really just a few months away. Survivor really just like pumps out 2 seasons very quickly. So tune in for that. If you don't check out our Blood on the Clock Tower streams, I think it's a really fun game. We play it with a lot of Survivor players, and have some fun. Goose Goose is, of course, always a good time. And yeah, in the meantime, stay tuned. See y'all next time.